Come on. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. We're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Allen Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on YouTube. Tonight we have with us Cale Zimmermann. Welcome to the show, Cale.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, how did you get started in racing, Cale?
When I was, well, it kind of goes down the line of a long generational thing. When my grandpa was a kid, he started karting at a very young age. And then my dad as well started at about 12. And then when I was 5 years old, I kind of grew up at the track. My dad was at a track the day before I was born. Um, So that's kind of how I just got into it. And then when I was 5, my dad put me in a cart for my birthday, and then the snowball started rolling.
Okay, when you first got behind the wheel, were you scared?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember my first time behind the wheel. I was, like I said, I was 5, so I was pretty young and a lot of experience since then. So I don't think I would have been scared. I wasn't that type of kid, but probably more excited, if anything. But yeah.
Okay. How much success have you had as a race car driver?
Um, a decent amount. Um, I've got 2 national wins under my belt. About eight regional championships now, and 3 state titles as well. So pretty well.
Okay. Okay, how do you celebrate your victories?
Um, on track, a nice little celebration. We're in a cart, so you kind of have the freedom to do what you wish with your arms. And Um, but after the race, a nice dinner on the way home is really relaxing. Just honestly taking all in the hug with dad after a win, after going through scales and everything. That's, uh s- super important to me, and it makes it all worth it.
Okay, what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
So our race weekends normally are 3 days long, but on on a nice final Sunday. Waking up, having a little grub at the hotel. Even though it's not the best food, it kind of hits home. And then, getting to the track, good pace all day, and then rolling into the final. P1 usually is pretty nice. The pole spot is really nice to have going into the final, and then, a good race with a lot of battling, and coming home with a win is about as perfect as you can get.
Okay, what's an awesome day at the race shop look like for you?
Just I really do love just being around like around the facility and stuff like that. So any any day, whether I'm just coaching or racing myself, any day at the track is about as good as you can get, like in life. It's always awesome being at the track. Everybody there is, typically pretty nice, and I don't think you can find a better community outside of racing.
Alrighty. What is your home racetrack you race on?
Road America. Road America is where I grew up. That was my first practice session. I've ran plenty of club championships there, run some club races here and there now, but we're a little bit more regional and national at this point. So, just club for practice. But yeah, Road America, beautiful place.
What is your favorite racetrack you've ever raced on?
I've got a few. Shawano, US Air. It's in Shawano, Wisconsin, just north of Green Bay. That's a really fun track. Tons of elevation. Also, Newcastle Motorsports Park definitely deserves some recognition. It's probably the most popular track in America for karting at this point. And obviously Road America I love just because it's a place I call home.
Okay. What is the story behind your racing number?
So I have a few racing numbers, but my main one is five. Five comes from when I was 5 years old, I picked it. So it's kind of a long list of things. So when I was five, I got my first cart, and then my birthday is also May 5th. So that is the fifth month, and then the fifth day. So, five just felt natural.
Okay. Who do you have for sponsors on your racing team?
So, VLR is my biggest sponsor. So I race for them. They're a team out of California, and they have their so it's VLR and ROV. That's my main sponsors. They help a ton with my four cycle racing, and then ROV they make chains, exhaust pipes, anything. They sell pretty much anything you can imagine. Shaw stickers. He does all my decals. You should really check him out. He does pretty much anything you need. Great, great quality stickers as well. Faster Motors and Faster Motors, Lawson Speed Shop, and Switch Racing Engines all do my motors. They do really well, have great power everywhere I go. And that's the main ones. That's the main couple. And then my dad.
Okay. Are you presently looking for more sponsors?
Oh, of course. Yeah, to get to the next level in cars, that would be about the best way to do it, or even advance more into karting. We're always looking for extra help on the funding side of it.
How does one get a hold of you to sponsor you?
So there's a couple ways to get a hold of me. The best way to find me is on Facebook or Instagram under Cale Zimmermann Racing is my Facebook page. I also have a personal Facebook page just under Cale Zimmermann. I have my Instagram and then which is Cale Zimmermann Racing, and then I have my racing team, which is uh Legacy Driver Development, which I offer coaching and all other sorts of stuff for that as well.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to sponsor our guest or get to know our guest better, go check out his Facebook pages and his Instagram pages. What are your future goals as a race car driver?
I would love to make it as what you would, be called pro, and make it my full-time job. I think that's the goal in every person's head that races. Um, that's been a dream of mine since I was, the ripe age of two or three probably. So, being able to make it pro is huge in the long run. And then, in the next couple of years, I would say I want to add another national championship as it's been a while. This weekend, I actually have a chance to do that, which is awesome at the CKNA Grand Nationals, one of the biggest events in America for karting. So I wanna take home at least a podium this weekend and that race. And then, but just more wins is all I'm looking for, really. I want to build my karting team as well. So, lots of goals, but you can only accomplish so many, and just looking to do as much as I can.
All right. Who's your racing hero?
Oh, my dad, 100%. Like when I grew up, I just watched him almost every weekend as a baby before I even remember. Um, I would, sit in the pits thinking I was doing something with him and helping him work on the cart. I was not. I was just spinning the tire around and around. But yeah, definitely my dad. He's got a lot of national wins, a lot of titles under his belt. He was a very accomplished driver, and he taught me pretty much everything I've known thus far.
All right. You have a racing nickname.
Um, Not really, but some guys call me Big Bird at the track. I'm pretty tall, so that's I kind of get it's kind of my thing. I'm the taller kid on the grid, being 6'3". You don't see many carters over the height of 5'10". So yeah, I stand out a little bit across the paddock, but Yeah, I've been given the name Big Bird as my nickname.
Okay, who's all on your racing crew?
My dad, he's my chassis guy, setup guy. He does pretty much everything around I mean even motors too. He'll do. My grandpa, he's been helping out for forever, knows inside and out of pretty much any motor you can imagine. My mom, she's there a lot at the racing events, always making sure we have what we need, whether it be food or extra clothes, whether if it's wet. Um, and then, my teammate Nick Sobiak and his dad Dan Sobiak are both right under the tent with us, and we do fairly well. So yeah, that's the main people in my little team.
Okay, is there any big racing events you're looking forward to doing?
Like I said, this coming weekend, I'm super pumped, super nervous. That's natural, but super pumped for this weekend, and I'm ready to go prove something to everybody.
All right. When you're strapped into your cart and ready to go out on the racetrack, what helps get you psyched up and motivated to go out and do this?
I think personally, I love music. Before I'm a lot of times if I'm super nervous before I'm like leaving the trailer or whatever, I'll put on my beats and listen to a couple songs before I go out. Just ease the brain. Tell my drivers to do that all the time too. Just do whatever you find relaxing before a race. And then when you're on grid, I mean, it's pretty hard to stop the nerves there, but once you just trying to keep calm. I like to pray as well before my races, just, for a safe race and a good event where everybody is safe. That helps me a ton. But, once you're starting to warm your tires and once you're rolling off, you kind of everything goes away. Just kind of lock in.
What do you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
I love basketball. I play a little bit, play for my high school team and uh I have fun doing that with my friends and my cousin and all that. Also, I like playing a little bit of games a little bit. I like racing on the sim. It's always fun. But sports in general, and then motorsport, I'm always at the track when I can be. So that's my those are my couple things to do.
What types of racing do you like to watch on TV?
I think people think it's completely underrated, but I am like truly in love with kart racing. I think it's the best ever. That I will go on to Kart Chaser on YouTube and watch a kart race before any other type of racing. But I also do really enjoy like the WEC and then IMSA. I love the endurance and GT racing with the LMP cars and all that. And then I like dirt too. My buddy Logan Julian, he's really good. I like watching him since I raced karts with him for forever. But I kind of like all types of racing. It's the kart or like the racecraft of it all just makes it worth so much. Rally is also awesome too, and all bikes too, all great. It's good stuff. People are missing out.
Okay. Do you have any advice? Okay, what's the best piece of advice you've gotten as a race car driver?
Um, Practice days are the most important out of anything. Practice will practice will get you so much further. People try jumping into races for practice, but honestly, those days on the track by yourself, getting everything dialed in, is way more important than any race you could do. So, practice, yeah, I mean, it's true for a lot of things. I mean, it can't be perfect, but practice truly does get you as close to perfect as you can be.
Are you okay? What kind of advice would you give a new race car driver?
Um, find find whatever you can to get right into it. And there's plenty of affordable options. Like with karting, it's pretty easy to find a track, but just go out to a facility, whether it's dirt, whether it's asphalt, karting, cars, anything. Just go out, just talk to people, figure out what you need to do, and once you get into the flow of actually racing, just trust the process. It takes a bit to get comfortable behind the wheel, and it'll all just take time. You can't give up too early.
All right. Um, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
Oh boy, I got a lot of them. Nick Sobiek, like I said, he's my teammate, ride or die, one of my best friends. Charlie Roepke, really good driver as well. Reed Sutherland, amazing guy. Austin Olds, great driver as well. Caleb Grafera, you'll see him in the USF uh, fields this year. He's a really good driver as well. James Overbeck, Henry Wheeler was just over in Germany. Um, I got a ton. I wish I could name them all, but those are some really good guys, and you know, you don't meet people like that very often, like the guys you do at the racetrack.
Yeah. You have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us?
Oh boy. One of the I guess one of the times I do have a couple at uh that racetrack in Shawano that I was talking about earlier, US Air. Me, James Overbeck, and another driver, Carter Pryor, were all racing for a win, and I was third on the last lap, and coming over a hill. Like I said, there was a ton of elevation. Coming over a hill, I jumped over a curb probably a little bit too big to go over, and I ended up jumping over another cart for first while they were too wide going into the corner. So that was a pretty insane overtake that I had. And then um, another time, ended up with a cart basically sitting over my body. It was pretty much laid out there. That was pretty scary. That was in
Oh boy.
Whiteland, Indiana. That was my first time and only, hopefully, time getting sent to the hospital after a wreck. So that was didn't end up really hurting anything too bad, so that was good, but a scary incident for sure.
All right. Are you pretty good about reading the racetrack?
About what, sorry?
Are you pretty good about reading the racetrack?
Oh yeah, I would say I've had a lot of time in the cart, new tracks. I've raced over 10 tracks, I think, which isn't a ton to some people, but um we tend to stick to the Midwest side of things. So, I've raced pretty much every track in the Midwest that you can think of for karting at least. So like the first couple times on the track, I typically pick it up pretty fast on understanding what the layout of everything is and like the lines. And then racecraft, yeah, I would say I'm a pretty racy, that's what people see me as. I'm not super, my pace is okay, is good. It's definitely better than most, but my I could make some moves happen where some other people normally don't see. So
Okay. At this portion of the racing show, Cale, I'd like to turn the mic over to my guest. If you have a couple questions you'd like to ask me, you can ask me a couple questions.
sure. Yeah. What I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, you are in the dirt scene more so, or are you kind of
All over the place.
all over the place? What is your favorite form of racing then?
I like it all.
Like it all? You don't have a favorite or nothing?
No,
No?
nope, nope, no.
What about you? What is your favorite racing hero?
I have a few. Um,
All right,
Now, if you want to go, if you want to go IndyCar, Dan Weldon was my favorite.
sure. Yeah, I actually race with this kid once in a while too, which is funny
Yep,
enough. Yeah.
yep. And then NASCAR, it was Rusty Wallace back in the day.
Okay,
I followed Davey Allison, Alan Kulwicki, Tim Richmond, some Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson.
sure. I love Jimmy too. Johnson was
Oh
one of
yeah.
my favorites.
Drag racing, John Force and his team. Definitely.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then Gary Salzy. And then World of Outlaws, that's a whole nother game.
That is.
My childhood hero back in the day was Doug Wolfgang.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard that name.
Oh yeah, very phenomenal race car driver back in the day.
Yeah, well, if you're watching, hey, you gotta watch out for Logan Julian in the World of Outlaws. He's coming.
Oh, oh
He's on
yeah.
the come up. He's a good driver. I don't know if you've heard of him or not, but he's a
No, not really.
Wisconsin native, just like me. He this year got way better. I think he's on the come up in the dirt side of things. So watch out for him in the next couple years in the, World of Outlaws. He's awesome.
Another favorite World of Outlaw driver, Wayne Stewart, along with Joey Saldana.
Sure. Yeah, I know both of them. They're really good. Really good
Oh yeah.
drivers.
Let's see. Oh boy. Formula One, Michael Schumacher back in the day.
Absolutely. I can't agree more.
Oh,
Michael was an absolute legend.
yeah,
I don't know if he's
I liked it when he drove for Ferrari. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, with the
Yeah.
Marlboro and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a great
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, drag racing wise, and then also when I'm talking about drag racing wise, Cale, I remember Eric Medlin. Medlin was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a pretty household name in the drag racing community. I'm
Darrell Russell
not too big
and
into
Blaine
not too
and
big
Blaine
into drag.
Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, insane, just dominant. Yeah, I'm not too big into drag racing, but it it definitely is a whole different world. It's crazy stuff that they're doing over
And
there.
the crazy thing, Cale, is Eric Medlin started out being a crew member for John Force, and then
Mhm.
John Force offered him the ride to drive a funny car.
That's insane. I've never heard that, but that's awesome. What a way to get into it, huh?
Yeah,
From crew member to driver.
how would you like to be strapped into a 10,000 horsepower car right
You
off the
know,
bat?
I would be a little terrified probably, but I probably wouldn't back down. I would probably do it.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah, and
little
especially now they go to 1,000 foot and they're averaging
yeah.
343 miles an hour.
It's crazy. That's a whole nother level of just speed.
What would you say going at that speed?
I don't know if I could manage out any words. I probably would just be terrified trying to keep it on the road.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any other questions you want to ask me?
How long have you had the racing show going for?
Since 2018.
2018? Oh, it's been a while then, huh? It's
Yeah,
been seven
yeah,
years. Yeah,
yep,
it's a good amount of time. That's about when I started doing my regional stuff as well for racing.
yeah.
That's cool.
In fact, one of the first kids I had on the racing show cart was Austin Olds.
No way, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, we've been racing
yeah,
together for a long time. I think at the in 2020, me and him raced at the there was a car race called the Battle of the Brickyard, which was at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we raced like the road course, and so it's basically like a strategy race, but. Yeah, me and him raced together at that event, and he podiumed. I think he got third, and I got fifth. I ended up getting there was a big wreck after in heat two, and I got
yeah,
involved because it was raining, and
yeah.
I ended up driving from 30th to fifth in the final, and just off the podium. I would have. I think I would have been able to battle with Austin if I had just a couple more laps, but. Yeah, he's a great driver. I think he has a national title if I'm not mistaken, but he definitely deserves one if he doesn't. But a very, very good driver. I've been racing against him a lot recently in the K100 class at Route 66, and I think he got second in the championship behind Brandon Lemke, who is a like 16-time national champion, so hard to beat. But yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank you for helping you get this far with your racing career?
All the friends that I've mentioned, my dad especially, my mom, both my parents, my grandpa, uh all great helps. Probably the most influential. And I forgot to name one of the most important, Bryce Merceburger. He helped me a ton when I was really young. He did lead follow with me when I was first in the kart at 5 years old. So and then been there every step of the way. Last year, we stood on the podium together for a, a Route 66 race which was my first podium in the two cycle side of things. So, and he helped me with that all last year too, which was my first full year. So he's been, an insane inspiration and help to that career. And, just RLV and VLR have been behind me for quite some time now, since 2020, and they've been a great help as well. Even though they're in California, they help a ton.
Getting into the bigger stages of racing, do you have a dream ride you'd like to race in? Dream class?
Oh, hypercars, 100%. They're like that. The Cadillac hypercar. I don't know if you've ever seen the video of it pulling out of the pits when it switches from electric to gas. Oh my goodness. Most beautiful sound I've probably ever heard. And uh I don't think I could take even a Formula One ride over that. That was if it was the old Formula Ones, like the V10 era, then that would be by far the coolest thing. But right now it's those hypercars. They're awesome. Just great.
Would would you ever consider racing an Indy car?
Oh, absolutely. If I had the chance, I love IndyCar. I like, some of those drivers. I met some of them. They're all pretty good people from what I can tell. And it doesn't seem like many of them are too cocky. Most of them, or quite a few, come from America and race karts in America too. Like Will Power, I think he's racing in 2 weeks at an enduro race at Newcastle. Um, and there's quite a few others who are still pretty present in the kart racing scene, but they're yeah, that
Joseph
it looks
Newgarden?
exactly. I think he's racing at that same race too, actually. Um, but yeah, they're both still good in go-karts, and I like to see drivers coming back that are, pro. But yeah, it seems like a great field to race against, and if I could get the opportunity and to go through like the road to Indy, that would be awesome.
Do you ever watch the Indy 500?
Oh, I do. It's a staple. How could you not?
Yeah.
That's one of I mean, other than when IndyCar comes to Road America, since I'm only 30 minutes away, normally we go watch that if we're not busy. And then the Indy 500 is a great race as well. I love watching that race. It's a great event. It's almost perfect for those cars, right? Like they're they're pretty much it's pretty much the perfect track and race for that car, and it races really well. Always a pretty good finish. It's a good race to watch. It's different, but it kind of screams America, right? So that's that's really cool.
Cale, have you ever heard the story of Dan Walden about what he collected?
You might have to refresh me. I'm gonna be honest, I probably heard of it, but yeah, I'm gonna need a
You
refresher.
you 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 drivers collect things. He collected brand new pairs of tennis shoes because he hated a dirty pair of tennis shoes. The man had over 300 pairs of Pumas in his closet.
I'm not surprised. I could see that. I Hey, I like my I like my shoes clean too, and I can't buy a pair of white shoes because otherwise I'll need another one in a week. So, I mean, he's not completely wrong, and he had the money to do so. He probably didn't pay
And the
anything for those,
thing,
but whatever.
and the crazy thing is all of his dress pants had to be color coded on hangers along with his dress shirts. So that was, oh yeah, oh yeah,
I mean, hey, if you got your thing, you got your thing, and well, he was definitely a phenomenal driver, so he could have his thing.
oh yeah, yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, Cale, I'd like to thank you for being on our racing show tonight and
Oh, of
talking to us about your
course.
racing career, talking to us about your racing career, getting to know you a little bit better. I will have you step out and I will call you in a little bit to thank you, okay?
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
you too. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Cale Zimmermann on our racing show talking to us about his racing career. If you'd like to get to know Cale a little bit better, go hit him up on his Facebook pages, and his Instagram pages. Um, and if you'd like to sponsor him, go hit those up also. But if you'd like to sponsor our racing show or be on our racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com.